Hello and good afternoon. This is Updates at Noon with me, Azlani Adani. Making the headlines today, bloody clash and fire leaves 19 dead in West Papua. And Pfizer-BioNTech begin clinical trials for Omicron vaccine. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Semasa attended a meeting with Johor UMNO Political Bureau last night. The closed-door meeting was held at the Johor Menteri Besar official residence. Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri, who is UMNO Vice President, arrived at the compound around 8:42 p.m. Also present during the meeting were UMNO President Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi and Deputy President Datuk Seri Muhammad Hassan, as well Johor UMNO Chairman Datuk Hasni Muhammad. Previously, Datuk Seri Muhammad Hassan was reported to have said that UMNO was targeting to contest at least 42 seats in the upcoming Johor state election. Following the dissolution of the State Legislative Assembly, the Johor BN said it planned to contest without the cooperation of parties outside of BN because the coalition was confident of winning 2/3 of the 56 seats up for grabs. The participation of the Malaysia United Democratic Alliance MUDA in the upcoming Johor state election is seen as a new challenge for UMNO. UMNO Secretary General Datuk Seri Ahmad Maslan welcomed MUDA's intention to participate in the polls, describing it as a sign of dynamic politics. Previously, Johor Pakatan Harapan Chairman announced that MUDA will work together with the coalition on principle during the state polls.
UMNO apabila selepas PRU 14 ini terbuka dengan kedinamikan politik yang pelbagai dan kita menghadapinya dengan ketabahan cabaran perjuangan.
He said this after Johor UMNO secretarial meeting in Johor Bahru yesterday. Economic restructuring must be implemented as soon as possible to ensure Malaysia remains on the track towards long-term recovery. Explaining the matter, National Recovery Council Chairman Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said the restructuring must include proactive and progressive methods to make Malaysia more competitive on the global scale.
We have to double our efforts to ensure that Malaysians have the right skill sets and talent pool available, not only to serve the present-day needs, but also in anticipation of the needs of the business environment of the future.
He said this in his opening speech at 2022 Malaysia Economic and Strategic Outlook Forum organised by KSI Strategic Institute for Asia Pacific. Economic digital transformation is vital to avoid Malaysia from being left behind and losing investors' interest. Young people who are now given the opportunity to vote with the implementation of Undi 18 are advised to exercise their right and responsibility. Youth and Sports Minister Datuk Seri Ahmad Faizal Azumu said the right, which would be exercised beginning with the upcoming Johor state election, should be used well and taken seriously by them for their own future and the country's interest.
Dan saya percaya ianya akan kita lihat pada pilihan raya negeri Johor yang akan berlangsung tak berapa lama lagi, dan it's interesting for us untuk melihat bagaimana kecenderungan anak-anak muda berumur 18 tahun ke atas menggunakan hak baru mereka dengan bertanggungjawab.
He said this after opening the National Youth Consultative Council meeting yesterday. With the implementation of Undi 18, it was reported that there was an increase of about 700,000 new voters from among the young people who will be eligible to vote in the Johor state election, bringing the total number of registered voters in the state to about 2.5 million people. The government has allocated 4 million ringgit for Intellectual Property Filing Fund 2.0 under the Malaysian Intellectual Property Corporation (MyIPO) for a 4-year period from this year until 2025. According to Minister of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalingi, the fund is expected to benefit about 2,000 entrepreneurs, especially the small and medium enterprises (SMEs). Explaining further, Datuk Sri Alexander said the fund covers fee financing for all intellectual property components filings, including costs for work which requires professional and technical services such as patent drafting.
Ada dana tertentu bagi membantu untuk mereka yang membuat pemfailan untuk cap dagangan dan copyright, GI, Geographer Industry dan rekam untuk industri dan 5 pemfailan boleh dibuat yang memerlukan kewangan bayar fee dan sebagainya.
He also called on entrepreneurs to benefit the funds to acquire exclusive rights on brands, patent, design and works. He was met after the launch of Intellectual Property Filing Fund 2.0 at MyIPO headquarters in Kuala Lumpur. The fund is a continuation of the encouraging response from the implementation of the first series, which was from 2016 to 2020. During the period, a total of 1,465 entrepreneurs had benefited from the fund. A total of 11,119,363 individuals, or 47.5% of the adult population in the country, have received the COVID-19 booster dose as of yesterday. According to the Health Ministry's COVID Now portal, a total of 25,702,311 individuals, or 97.9% of the adult population, have completed the COVID-19 vaccination, while 26,062,066 individuals, or 99.1%, have received at least one dose of the vaccine. For adolescents aged between 12 and 17, a total of 2,783,457 individuals, or 88.4%, have completed the vaccination, while 2,865,416 individuals, or 91% of the group, have received at least one dose of the vaccine. On daily statistic, a total of 213,226 doses of the vaccine were dispensed yesterday, with 2,169 as first dose, 2,680 second dose, and 208,377 as booster dose. Meanwhile, Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noh Hisham Abdullah, through a posting on his official Facebook, stated that the infection rate of COVID-19 or R0 nationwide as of yesterday was 1.09. Negeri Sembilan recorded the highest RT0 value of 1.13, followed by Johor 1.1, Kedah 1.09 and Kuala Lumpur 1.07. The RT value for Selangor was 1.05, Penang and Malacca 1.03, Sabah 1.01 and Kelantan 1.0. Highway users are encouraged to follow the travel time advisory by Plus Malaysia Berhad in the upcoming festive season. It is expected that daily traffic volume will increase from 1.4 million to 1.6 million vehicles during the coming Chinese New Year festive period from 28th January to 6th February. Plus Chief Operating Officer Dato' Zakaria Ahmad Zabidi in a statement advised motorists from the Klang Valley heading towards northern destinations like Perlis, Kedah, Penang and North Perak to enter the highway before 10 a.m. He said this applies to those heading towards Johor headed south as well. For destinations closer to the Klang Valley and other states, motorists should plan their journey to enter the highway after 1 p.m. Meanwhile, motorists en route to the Klang Valley from Perlis, Kedah, Penang, North Perak, Johor and other states are encouraged to leave before 9 a.m. He also advised highway users to comply with COVID-19 standard operating procedures, SOPs, especially when stopping at the rest and service areas and laybys.
Why do we tell you stories?
Relevant,
New,
efficient,
accurate.
reliable. We bring you extraordinary stories from around the world, from politicians, bankers, and even your favorite celebrities. This and many more on RTM's English News.
That wraps up today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story, bloody clash and fire leaves 19 dead in West Papua. Tune in to News at 10, coming up at 10 p.m. on saluran Berita RTM. I'm Azlani Adani. Stay tuned to TV2 and goodbye for now.